Awesome. Okay, so everyone, welcome. I'm Alexis, the founder of Fanfaire, and today I am thrilled to have Krysti. She owns Budding Balloon Co. in Ohio, and part of her business, she also offers these holiday doors that are decorated in garland, and she adds bows, and she does a lot of gifting as well. So she's really mastered the craft for creating beautiful bows. So we're going to do a split class. We're going to work with bows with silk ribbons, with wire ribbons first, and then we will move on to creating a tulle chandelier. So, Krysti, would you like to say hi?
Hello.
Okay, so I will put the focus on you. I'm going to pin you, and Krysti's going to kick it off. If you guys have questions, you can put them in the chat, and make sure I fix the audio. Hopefully the audio works good for you. Okay. Anybody else
Yeah.
having audio issues? No, I think we're good. Okay, so I think she's going to start from more simple bows to more complex bows.
Well, yeah.
So
Yeah.
take it away, Krysti.
I would say that I'm not really a Zoom teacher, but we're going to try. I've been making bows my whole life. My mom does, she's always made bows. Every package had a beautiful bow on it. So I'm going to start with this wired ribbon, and we're just going to do very simple. I'm trying to see if I can see myself so I know what you see. This wired ribbon to just show you simply what to do. And then we'll move to something that's got two sides because that gets a little bit more complex. So what I like to do is I just leave a good tail and I start in between my fingers like this. And I pinch that together. And it's always going to come back to the same point. So you just make another one, try to get them even. Looks better if they're even. Can you see? Okay.
Yeah, you can keep it right in front of your body because it's more clear right in front of you because the camera's focused.
Better?
Perfect. Yes. Great.
All right. So you just keep going. I generally do like the first two the same because it kind of forms the background of the bow. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it spans out the back. So I'll do the first two relatively the same. And then I just go a little bit smaller with the next. Meanwhile, you're trying to pinch all this together.
What do you use to cut the ones with the wire in them? Because I've noticed that my scissors don't go through. Do you use wire cutters or do you have
No,
anything
I
else
just
that
use my scissors.
you just use your scissors? Okay.
Yeah, you must have really good thick wired ribbon. You have good quality ribbon.
I mean, I've only tried to use it once and it gave me a hard time. So it was one of
Oh,
those things that I never attempted again.
now I'm at three here, three on each
Mhm.
side. So six.
So you're getting smaller as you go. Is that what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the first two are about the same and then just slightly smaller on that next one. This is
Okay.
usually where I stop because I like them this size. So like when I do a Christmas door, they're usually just six on my loops. Then you take this last piece and make one loop because you want an odd number. So I take it and instead of making a big loop, I make a little loop and bring the tail back. Can you see that? This is going back in like this.
Okay.
Is everybody able to see that? Okay. So I'm going to pinch that in too. That leaves me this piece, which we'll just cut. So now we're like this. And then I use floral wire. I did buy this floral wire this time because it's a little easier to work with. It's more like a bag tie. And the cutter doesn't really work, so that's kind of lame. Okay, so you take this, you go through your loop, and you go to the back. And you pull as tight as you can. And you just twist that. Sometimes it's easier to twist the whole bow so you get it tight. Okay, here's what we end up with then. Just bend these little babies out. I'm not used to working backwards. This
Yeah,
could be made
pretty.
smaller or larger, whatever you prefer in the middle there. And that is all there is to it, really. They're not very hard. That's
So
what
how
you
many loops did you do total then?
I did a
On each
total
side?
of, with the center, there's 7. But you can do, I mean, you can do these, the next, you know, then you'd go 8, which would be 9. But you can just keep going. As long as you can hold on to it, you can keep going. Like my bigger ones, like back, I don't know if you can see that or not. Like this has like a ton of loops on it.
Is that
Mhm.
attached? Can you pull it forward? And so now that wiring that you used to, oh, beautiful.
Thanks.
So the wiring that you used on the red one, will you use
Yes.
that same wiring to attach it to your garland or wherever you're
Yes,
putting
you
it?
can.
Yeah. Okay.
So like for me, this would go through the chicken wire, which is the background to my greenery. If I can fit it that far, otherwise I'll just have to wrap it onto a branch.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
So
Okay.
you
Beautiful.
have a whole bunch of these before I go do that kind of class or do that kind of install.
Nice.
Now it gets a little trickier when you go, when you have a double
Yes.
side.
I have had this problem, even with the most simple bow, like you can just tell, right? It's like, this is different and this, I can never get it
Yeah.
to look right. So let's see it.
Okay. So on this one, you're going to bunch this up. This is, what size is this even? This is 2.5 inches. The last one was 1.5 inches. So it's a little wider too. So you guys have to pinch this together like this, but now you have to make a loop. So you have a problem. So you have to twist first, then make your loop. And you're going to do that every single time. So you're going to pinch this together, twist, and then bring it back. So you don't have the, is that making sense?
Mhm.
And it's kind of fiddly because you have to hold tight. And I like them to stay nice and pleated. So then I try to do this tiny twist, but it's really not tiny. So you just keep going like that. And like I said, I usually try to do the back two about the same.
Mhm.
I mean, you could hold this with your whole hand, I guess. That might be easier. You just twist this back in. My ribbon's fighting with me. Okay, so that's going to get pinched in and twisted. Sometimes it's easier to throw your ribbon like on the floor or in a bin, so you aren't like constantly straightening it out. Then you go, so I'll just do the same as the last one this time too. So just keep twisting. Okay, stop me if you guys have questions because this is just normal life for me. And okay, so now I've got my 3 loops on each side and they're all facing the same, you know, you don't see the inside too much. Now I have to
That
do,
was elegant with the velvet. Like
I love
you
it.
didn't, I mean, it took you just a couple minutes, but it looks so nice.
Thank you. So now you have that the odd loop. So it's, instead of making a big loop like this, you're going to bring it in and just make a tiny loop or however big you want it. But this has to be twisted so it comes out that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So more stuff. So you're going to twist this in, same exact, obviously. It's going to, like I said, it's sometimes easier to just twist the whole bow. Just trim this off. Oh, I guess I went this way. Some people trim as they go. Oh no, I kind of find that complicated. So now you just adjust your little tails. Adjust I mean, wire ribbon's pretty nice because you can make this look any way you want it, really.
Mhm.
And there you go.
Nice. That looks great.
Thanks. Okay, now do you want to attempt?
Yes, this is the advanced audience here. Advanced audience, give us
You
the
want
hard
to
stuff.
attempt big? Go
Yes.
big or go home.
Yes. Give us the complex bow, like the stuff you have in the back. Show us the real tricks.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I have just recently learned this technique. So there is a guy that teaches us, like you can look at him on Instagram. He does like a bow a day right
Okay.
now because it's Christmas. So you guys like these together?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, very holiday.
Oh, let's do
Elegant
it.
with the velvet makes it feel very elegant, very rich. And then
Thanks.
you're a little bit blurred here on this one in the front. What's the material there?
This one?
Yeah.
It's almost like linen with like a frayed edge.
Oh,
Can you
beautiful.
see that? It's got like little gold flecks in it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Okay. So this one I'm starting out with 4-inch ribbon.
Okay.
Oops. The pin
And
just broke.
just for frame of reference. So you create the garland around the doorway, and then you're adding in bows, but do you think of it as a fee per bow? Like how much are you charging for these bows?
I haven't added the big ones. Usually I do something like this, but on a smaller size. Oh, I should have brought one out.
Okay. Do you have like one big bow at the top over the doorway, like the one that you're making?
Oh yeah, I do a big one on the top, and that's just kind of thrown in there. That's in with the price.
Okay.
You see, here's just one that would be on a door.
Okay.
Just littler. And I usually feed this same ribbon throughout the garland
Mm-hmm.
so that it looks like this is tied in.
Ah, got it. Okay.
Yeah, this one I zip tied.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start with this 4-inch. Get a bunch off here. And of course, this is the kind that is two-sided. So we might have to do a little twist.
Okay.
That's okay. We can do it. Okay, so you're going to leave yourself a nice tail. These take so much ribbon too, just these great big ones, just so you know. Okay, so you're going to do that twist.
Sorry, approximately how much do you think you're using? Like on the small bow, how much do you need? And on a big bow, how much do you need?
Let's see. This was did I use this before? Geez, I don't even know. This is a 10-yard spool.
Okay.
I probably pulled off about, it says
1
30
yard?
feet. Could they just be more complicated? Maybe, let's say a third of it for that small one. So like 3 yards or something.
Or you think you used 3 yards on the small one? I'm off.
Maybe less.
I would have guessed like 1.1, maybe 1 to 1.5 yards.
Maybe. I mean, you can make it as big as you want. So I never really measure anything. Okay, so here we are. This one has to go in my hand because I can't hold it. I can't hold all the ribbon. And I'm going to do like a nice big loop. Gather it all in. Twist it. And try to match that. Is everybody getting this, or am I being too complicated?
No.
Okay, so we've got two that are somewhat similar there. I leave another big tail here. I try to I know I'm trying to cut a dovetail here. All right. So here we are with this. Now I throw in another piece. So this one went this way. So I usually try to go on the other side, and I throw in just another tail.
Okay.
So this just kind of gives it more tail, I guess. That. All right, so there we are. This is the 4-inch. Oops, I'm holding it way too tall. There we go. Now I'm going to go with the plaid. The plaid is easy because it's the same on both sides. Now stop me if you need to stop me. This is the same thing. We're just going to go in. Now I see I've got a tail here, a tail here. So I'm going to try to go the opposite direction with it. Like maybe I'll start my tail over here. Still pinching it in with your fingers here. Make another good size loop. And this one I don't have to worry about twisting, so I just am gathering.
Looks good.
And I'm also going to make another tail with this.
Looks like you've mastered that cut. I always fold it in half.
I
not
know, but
eyeball it
it's,
like
you
that.
can't. I'll go and clean them up when I'm done. It's hard to do it with one hand. You know?
Yeah, it's hard to do with two hands.
Yeah, I usually fold it in half, but. Okay, now we got to throw in another tail. So I'm going to throw this in up here. Try to get it going so they're kind of even. I got one going one way, one going the other way. All right, here we are. Now we've got our two great big loops on either side. Let's go with another fat ribbon. I'm going to go with this green. Again, it's a double-sided, so we're going to have to do some twisties. All right, the last thing I put in here was the tail, and it's going this way. So now I'm going to go this way. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has any questions? They're all just, they're like, yeah. Okay, so I got this one going this way. I'm gonna pinch it in here, just like the rest. Give it a twist. Come back in. Oh, this one's gonna be pretty.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very Christmassy. Now we got this in. We got to add another tail. So this one's going this direction. So I'll probably go this direction. And I guess you'll see as you're doing it, you'll be like, oh yeah, I have this here. I've got one here. So now I need a tail going the opposite. So that's going to go in. Pinch in with everything else. This takes so much ribbon, doesn't it? I think it's like estimated like 5 yards per large ribbon like this of each color. Okay, so here we are like this. I think I'm going to add a little light in, maybe. What do you guys think? Do I add the light?
Yeah. Let's see it.
All right. Let's add this in. Now, I think when you get down to these smaller ribbons, you can add like, instead of just the 2 bigs, you can add like 4 because they're small. Okay, so I'm here. My last one was here, so I'm going to go this way. And this one's easy because it's got no front or back. So I'm just going to go, you just keep pinching and pinching and pinching. At some point, your hand does get a little too small.
Yeah. I'm like, that's a lot of thick ribbon.
That's a lot of thick ribbon.
So I mean, I guess the bigger you want to go, then your strategy would be to like tie it off as you go, or
I guess you could. I mean, I just keep going. Okay, so then let's add another, where does this go? This should go this way. Let's add one more tail.
so why do you do the odd tails? What was the
I don't know. This is how this technique was taught. So I think it just gives it a lot more fluff. You know, it just fluffs it out more. Like you have a lot more drama, I guess.
okay.
Okay, so here we are with that. But you know, there's no, once you have the basic concept of it, you can do whatever you want. I mean, there's really no right or wrong as far as I'm concerned. I mean, my mom, who's been making bows for years, would be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. I would do. So, okay, I'm going to add this color in, and then we're going to take this velvet again and add the center so that we have that same color in the front.
Jules says it looks beautiful.
Oh,
I
thanks.
think we all agree.
I know, I feel like I'm not going slow enough or something.
No, it's perfect.
So if y'all can tell me if you need me to try to
Will
read.
you just show it towards the front of you for a second? Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay, then this color just needs a tail, and then we'll finish it off with the, and you can put like a thinner ribbon here in the middle if you want. I just don't have any around. Oh wait, I have this gold. That's all right. We'll add
One more thing. So you're keeping like a lot of length on the ribbons, even in the front. They're not like getting shorter. You're keeping the
They're
length.
getting somewhat shorter because look how big this is in the back.
Right, the loops, but the actual tails are kind of like shorter.
Yeah,
or
they're not really. I guess maybe a little bit.
They're proportionate to the bow that they're making.
Yeah, I guess so. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll throw one more loop. Which way am I going here? One more of these on. And then we'll finish it off with the velvet that I think I threw on my floor. Oh, wait, it's burgundy. Okay. Okay, so we're at this point. I mean, we've got a ton of ribbon here, a ton.
Yeah.
It is kind of
like $60 worth.
Yeah, a lot. And people must think I'm crazy because when I'm shopping for ribbon, I'm like throwing all these things in, pulling things out, putting them together. Okay, my last tail's this way. So, oh wait, and this way. So I'm going to go this way with this one. And this one, I'm not going to add an extra tail in. I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off here.
Oh, so beautiful.
Thanks. And that's it. Now you just have to hope that you can squeeze it all really tight. The wire. See if I have any long enough wire. Okay, so that goes through your loop. You got to go you got to catch it all the way around. And zip ties aren't bad either, but then you still have to make sure you have like everybody in there, you know, and just twist as tight as you can. And here we go.
And just curious, did all of your dovetailed bows just come out, the ends just come out perfect? Because it looks pretty darn.
No, they're really sloppy. I'll probably go clean them up. Okay, so this is your fancy extra large. Oh.
That's amazing. now I'm like inspired to do a Christmas tree with like a big bow on the top
Oh
and
yeah,
then
this would be perfect on the top of
weave the
Christmas.
bow, the long bows all the way in between. So with something like this, I know you said with your doors, you take the long ribbon and you weave it into the rest of the garland.
I do.
So
Well,
would you, in this
I
scenario,
fake
would you
it.
pick a couple? What?
I fake weaving it in. I usually take just a long piece of ribbon and tuck it and pin it in to the greenery.
Right. That's good. That achieves the look.
Yeah.
So for this one, would you do multiple colors or would you pick a primary color and just do like a secondary or like how many?
I mean, I guess you could do two, but I would knowing me, I'd probably pick one that's my favorite. Like kind of tie. I'd probably like on this one, I'd probably go with this because then I could pick out any ornament in that color to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like do anything there. Okay, so that's that. How are we doing on time?
We're halfway. So if there's, do you have
Okay.
something else? I can go quick. So if there's
Do
something else.
you want to tie a satin bow?
Yes, let's see it.
Okay.
So
These
Jill
are
said, how much would you charge for that bow? Are you reusing these bows or selling them to the customer? So did you take this back?
when I go to tear down my garlands, everything goes with me. So they aren't actually purchasing them. I mean, they are in a way, but they're not.
No renting it.
Yeah, they're kind of renting it. So,
Okay.
okay. These are super easy. This is what I usually do on all of my, like when I have a bow to do for balloons. So I take it and I kind of find my middle ground. Did you guys ever tie bunny ears when you were in school? That's what I make one loop on this side, one loop on this side, and tie them together.
Okay, but okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that with you to just test how hard this is. Because my ends are always uneven, which you can cut, but
Yeah.
the shiny side and the non-shiny side are never.
Oh, it's because mine is shiny on both sides, but it should be fine.
Okay.
Even because your non-shiny side will be on the inside of your bunny ear anyway.
Okay.
Then I just fiddle around with it.
And then you just.
And they come out like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I'm tying it on a bow, on a balloon, like when I do my heliums with a bow on them, I take my balloon and I go down with it and then tie the ribbon on. That way, when I do the little bunny ear thing, it ends up with the loops facing the floor. Oh, this isn't a very long piece. We'll have to do it really small. So when I do this, if you do it right side up, for some reason the loops are on the wrong side or the tails are on the wrong side. But if I do it this way, they face the right direction. See what I mean? This goes this way. I usually have a longer piece of ribbon for that job, but
yeah. Awesome. I love it. I can't wait to make holiday bows. I've tried to make a really fancy Christmas tree before and I just like scrapped that. I bought a fake tree and to do the whole thing. And the bow thing is gonna be very expensive if you can't tie a bow well. So I'm gonna give that a shot this year.
As long as you can make a loop, you should be okay.
Yeah.
And there is like I said, there is a guy that does it every day on Instagram, like these great big ones. So
yeah,
you can watch it over and over and over.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Krysti. I really appreciate that. I'm definitely going to be using those techniques. So now here we are for part 2. Yes. So I will share a couple things on my screen before we go into it. I'm going to just move you down here.
We do have a couple of questions. Did you answer like how much would you charge for that bow and do you reuse them and have them as a rental or are you charging the customer for them?
Like when I have one big bow on the top of a door, it just comes with the door. Like I charge by foot going around the door. Like if they wanted to keep it, I don't even know what I would charge for that actually. Because like each one of these is pretty pricey. Like this is a $10 spool. So
Mhm.
that's $5 of this, like $5 for each color, pretty much. So,
So
and
she takes them
like
back
this
when
one's
she
like
tears it down. She's
$10. This was like a $20 spool at Hobby Lobby. So,
Yeah, it is pretty. It's gorgeous
so,
fabric.
oh, I can't wait to do this one.
I know that when I've looked at even just the big bows, like the giant car bows, into
Yeah.
purchasing, they're like $100 to
Oh,
purchase
are they really?
wholesale.
Okay.
Just as so, and that doesn't include that's not even resale. That would be a wholesale price, like not a to the
Easy.
public price. So they're
I can,
pretty expensive.
I can totally see that. I
Hmm.
mean, because you'd probably have to do not even 4 inch, you'd probably have to go 6 inch at least for a car bow.
Oh my goodness, some of them are more. It just depends. Like I looked up the 8 foot ones sell for $299
Oh my gosh.
retail.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
The one we just made has it has more than like, say this one does. Can you see the difference there?
yeah, that's beautiful though.
Thanks. And then I have another one back here too. I don't know if you can see that one. That's a little different than the others.
Awesome. Good.
Is
Okay.
that all
So
the,
go ahead.
is
Sorry.
that all? All the questions are done?
Yeah, that was Jules'
Okay.
question from before.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I just had my daughter's 7th birthday this weekend. We still have the decor up. So this was like the bright colors that we used. And I saw this chandelier online and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I have to make it. So I'll give you like we still have all the stuff up. So we did like a little sign right here. And then in our living room, we have the chandelier up here. Whoop. And it's gotten a little messy because the kids were throwing balloons up up there, and obviously there's like some texture to this, so like as they were putting it up there, it kind of like scrunched it, so I actually pulled each piece to comb it neatly, but you can see that it's gotten a little bit scrunched since then. But yeah, so this chandelier is hanging like probably um 15 feet up in the air, and it is about 3 to 4 feet per like section. Like these sections that are hanging long might be about like 4 feet, and then those might be like 2.5 to 3. I've varied the lengths in it and used different materials. So I'll just show you like kind of how that works. But here was my setup. My girls don't want me to tear it down, so it's going down on Friday, and then we just a little something over there too. So I found this chandelier online by somebody named Corey in Color, and I was just obsessed with it. So that was the inspiration for this. And I thought, okay, like let me, so I went down this rabbit hole of research, which I love to do. So I'll just show you a couple things that can be variables for how you create your own chandelier. So this was the inspiration. I feel like it actually is like a very similar look. Her layers were thicker than mine, and her tinsel sat on the inside, whereas I wanted it to show on the outside too, because I wanted to tie that color into the Tough Text square wall. But there's a lot of things you can do. So I also chose to use a bow to hang mine, where you could use fishing wire. I used a large metal 20-inch hoop. A lot of people will use a wooden hoop. And then let's see. So there's a lot of ways you can do this. I just loved the look of this. You could do it shorter. Some people will use like a pool noodle in here and make this thicker. I don't like the thickness of it. It feels a little bit like too much. Like some people even call these like a tutu chandelier. I wanted mine more dramatic and longer. I don't really like the thickness of that.
Where did you
Um,
get that metal hoop?
I got it on Amazon. I have a list. I'll send you the list of all the things that you can get. So you can also play with tilting and layering the hoops. So you could use, call it like 20-inch, 16-inch, and 10-inch, and you can just like layer how the hoop sits hanging from the ceiling. So you can tilt them, which I love this look. Obviously, this is just like from Lowe's or Home Depot. This is like a real chandelier, but you could definitely do that with your own. To give you a reference, so people also use this for like above a baby crib. So it could be, you know, it could be very childlike, it could be very adult. You could use different materials like ribbons. You could use tablecloth strips. There's a lot of materials that you could vary in here. You could do a mix of metallic and flat colors too. Just to give you an idea, this business, so this would be similar to what I created, and this business on Etsy is selling these for like $222. There is labor involved with doing this, and she is pricing it by are there just standard colors like this, or are there some premium like metallic colors in there, and then the size of the diameter. So there's a lot of ranges of sizes of hoops you can get out there. There's also something like this. I would not create this. So I bought this. I bought one of these from what is this? Exo Fetty. I would never create this. This is a lot of work for a little reward, and they're selling it for 34 bucks. Just buy something like this if you want to use it as a layer in your own chandelier.
Ya llegué. ¿Papá te ha llamado, mami?
Mute that. And then you could also play with different textures of tulle. So if you wanted to add in, you know, one with glitter or other elements in it, this could just add a lot of depth to your design. Okay, so just in case you couldn't see me, this was the Exo Fetty one. I love the look of this. This is also hard to store though, because it gets kinks in it. So just be cautious of that. The tulle one will store really nicely because you can ball up tulle and then pull it straight back out and it can still look good. But they've used a ribbon here, and they hot glued it to the wooden hoop right here, right? So this is a, you know, very affordable way to do it. It's light. This hoop is actually very thin and light. This is nice to work with. This, you know, it's not going to break. But you can't obviously use any glue, which I'm not good with glue. Glue gets very messy for me, so I should prefer not to use glue. But they've also used a silver ribbon, like thin ribbon, with a hook. On my ceiling, I just used one of those clear hooks, right? The clear plastic thing, and stuck it with a hook. So you could do that. I definitely love the look of having the double hoop hanging, and that's all that is a function of one more layer of this ribbon, right? So you can definitely layer them and then tilt or whatever. So this is easy. I've pulled out a bunch of materials. I bought this pack. It's 6 inches wide. You can go wider. This is 6 inches wide, and actually look, when you look at the spool's hole, the color is very vibrant, but as you know, like tulle is very thin. So like you don't even see the color when it's like this. So you really have to scrunch it together. So even thicker would take less time. So something to know, like this is great, but if you could get it thicker, it'd be even easier to work with. So this is $9.99. It is 100 yards long, this whole thing, because it's so thin, right? So $9.99. I bought 3 of these. So pink, hot pink, and then the champagne color. So the champagne color came out like an orangey kind of color, which was the vibe I was going for, obviously. So I used all of that color, so 100 yards of that. I'm almost, if you can just see the difference, this way I would say I used 75% or more of this color, and then half of this color. Obviously is very vibrant. It brings the vibe, right? So there's a lot of things you can do. So starting out, just really like pull the ribbon apart like this and just fold it in half, right? Just like arm's length or whatever, and you just cut. A lot of people will do this where the hoop is actually already hanging. I found it easier. I found it easier just to lay the hoop flat. And then all you're doing is you're just going to take this, you're going to create a loop, and you're just going to pull it through like this, right? Super easy. I just got going with it, and you just like whip it around the thing, and so sometimes it's easier to just, if you want to cut a bunch at the same time. So I layered mine where I did a section of 4 feet and then a section of like 3 feet. And this was all eyeballed because I went back and trimmed it anyway. So you could do all 3 colors or 4 colors or however many you want. You could just like cut them all at once where you're just like doing this. Just simplify your life, right? Like you don't want this to take you 2 hours. And I do think, because I was like, I don't know what people would really pay for this. If you just had a few to rent them out, kind of like the bow situation, that can make it easier. So I would just go around and do them in the same sections where I'm just kind of like, and keep the knot doing it the same way. So so it looks clean, because you could then flip it where, let me just see. Flip it where the top of the hoop. It's also easy to get the other ones stuck in there. So I started out just spreading them out by color. So once you have these starting to knot them up, you want to squeeze them together pretty tight. And obviously you can see this is a big hoop. This could take a while. So I would just do in sections and spread it out and just spread it sporadically around the ring. And then it doesn't need to be totally uniform. So I also used these fringe curtains. These will slip off, right? But I just took a section by section. And I just laid it over a chair. And you can see I didn't even use that much of this really, but it had a big impact. So you could just cut a little section from here. Do the same loop technique. And so I use this on the outside, so you could see it more. I do love the look of it coming through the middle. And so Corey and Color used this. So I did the same loop technique here, right? And you just pull it through. And so you want to pull it tight. These are, they come undone really easily. But once it's hanging there, it's not going to go anywhere. So she had it on the inside. So the way that you would achieve that look is by continuing to add these super tightly close together. And then it's really a function of organizing the strips. So the way that mine looks right now, with it being all kind of kinked out, is a very like fun vibe, Betsy Johnson vibes, wild, right? Or you could have a more organized, like, and just pull them out straight. So I did organize them all, and then I trimmed them while I had it hanging on my ladder. You could hang it after. This was also a surprise party for my daughter, so I did not want to have anything out until she got home from school. I posted a video about her party, and you guys got to see her reaction because she was so cute. Like, she really had no idea. She came home and so we had all the kids hiding behind the couch, and like they jumped out and said screamed happy birthday. And she just couldn't believe it. Her face was just like, ah, and then she started crying, which was so cute. Made me feel good that it was truly a surprise. But anyhow, so I was hiding everything, and so I had to hide the chandelier, and I wish I had cut it right after I hung it, so I would cut and then hang. So you can see I'm just going around and around, and so I'm spreading out the color. So I've got my start of my hot pink over here, my purple, I've got the fringe, and I will just scoot this in between each of the colors, right? And so you can just keep going around and around. I think you get the idea. I don't know if I need to complete the whole thing or if you want to see how I cut it, but Corey and Color cut these in a little bit different lengths. And then she had this all hanging down longer at the same length, which I thought was really cool. And I could show you really quickly how to do the pom-poms. And so one technique could be, if you wanted to do a couple different colors, this is super simple. You could use tape, you could just use your hands. You could just take a small cutting board, a large cutting board, depending on how big you want to make it. So I will do this with my light pink, my hot pink, and my purple. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the ends of the tool. And obviously you could do bows with tulle. There's a lot of things you can do with tulle. And I feel like it's like for me, it's a forgotten material, like until I see it, right? And then I'm reminded and then I forget about it again. So I'm just going to show you like this. So I'm just throwing these on the ground, right? And I'm going to grab one end here and I'm just going to wrap, right? You could also, I brought some blue tape if I wanted to just tape this here, so that they all kind of stay in place. So you could just quickly tape these down and then just roll it. Nope. Hold on a second. I grabbed part of this. There we go. Sorry, guys. And you could put the tinsel in there too. It might get kind of like, it's super slippery, right? But so however big the board is obviously how big the pom-pom will actually be. All right, so let's try this one more time. I'm gonna tape that on there. And then I'm just gonna wind it. You could do single color. I think multicolor kind of looks a little bit cooler. And you'll also use as much material as you want to, like for how dramatic you want it to look, how thick you want it to look. It's gonna take me 2 seconds, right? I love hot pink. Okay, so last week I'm preparing for my daughter's birthday, and midweek, my other daughter asks her what's her favorite color, and she goes blue, and I'm like, no. So you know, when you're a kid, your favorite color is a big deal, but not at her party wasn't going to be her color. So now she changed it back to pink, which is lucky. Okay, so I can take it like this. I can just cut the end. And then I'm going to grab, you could do some other ribbon. You can do, so I'll just take a little bit of ribbon, hot pink. You could do a clear. You could do, just so you can see what it is. I'll just pull it off of the board. I'll pinch it in the middle. And it's pretty thick, right? It's like, should have made this thing longer. Yeah, I should have made this longer. Okay. Okay, so now I have that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the side here. I'm going to pull this tape off. And I'm just going to cut it. I need to do it a few layers. My scissors are not that good. So this could be really cute to add as another hanging thing on the ceiling. And you can also make a garland out of it. So if you want to do varying sizes of these, or I mean, all the same size, or hanging from the ceiling could be cool if you had like one huge one and a bunch of like medium and little ones scattered on the ceiling too. I would hang this probably with fishing wire, or yeah, clear fishing string. And then from the knot in the middle is how you'll hang it. So just pom-pom this out and look how cute and full this gets. So obviously there's a lot of texture here and it's easy. This is like super easy to do. Vibrant, bright, fun, and just pull it out from the middle. Kind of like those paper flowers, if you ever made those. You just keep pulling and it just gets fluffier. So fun, right? You don't, it doesn't even need to be perfect. Super easy to do. Okay, so we are coming up on the end of our session. One other thing.
It would look really cute pulled into the balloon garland. Like just to
Totally,
pull
yes.
those in as some little fluff.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be such a fun little?
Oh my gosh, yeah, right?
And I like how it's the 2 shades of pink instead of the one. Is it 2 shades? It was 2 shades of pink, right?
I have a light pink, I have a light violet, and I have a hot pink.
Yeah,
So
I
with
love
the
the
chandelier,
dimension that
I used up all the orange, but like that
Mhm.
could have been really cute in there. Totally.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so fun. I mean, by the end of the week, I was like, I think I'm done. I think I've done enough. I give up, right? You know how
Always.
that goes. Oh, yeah, I think, and you like I said, you could add a little bit of this into the pom-pom. But it could slip out. So it's like, okay, just try it, play with it. You know, you could just string it and have them hanging like pom-poms on ribbon, right? Yeah, there's a lot of things that you could do. So I'll show my product list. Super fun. Thank you. Awesome. And then I have this Amazon list of some fun stuff that I used for this that I can just share. But yeah, I think you get the gist. I don't think I'll, you can do the layering and all that. I think you got it with this, right? And I think I might finish this one just because of the purple. My business partner's daughter, her birthday is on Halloween. And so we're doing this really cool K-pop Demon Hunters party. So I think I can incorporate that for hers. That will probably take me an hour and 15 to do all of the stringing, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And you can also add on like ribbon. So I also pulled out some of the hot pink ribbon as well as this light pink ribbon as like added strips, or you could do this all in ribbon. Obviously that's going to be more expensive if you do it in nice ribbon. You can do it in the tablecloth strips. So if you cut them with an X-Acto knife, you can do it like that. So there's a lot of options for how to make these, but I think you get the concept, and that you can't really mess it up, right?
And if anybody's looking to make the aerial fringe, it's essentially the same type of process. It's just done. We just make it on garden fencing so that it could go wider. To do that, but that is very similar to the Tulle Chandelier in that you're doing the loops and pulling it through. So that part of it is the same method. If anyone hasn't made that part but wants to as well.
Sorry, what kind
Like
of
the aerial fringe, the fringe that hangs on
oh,
a
like
ceiling.
a straight across?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, same process.
Yeah. So here's this Amazon list that I'll just show you. This is like
That's a great price on Tulle.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, for 100, yeah. So I've seen a lot on Amazon for this is only 10 yards. That one was 100 yards, but this is literally just gonna use a little bit of it. You could also do this in like a star shape. So if you used a frame that was a star shape, you could cut them all even, right? And that gives it a really cool look. They have like moons, they have other cool shapes. These are smaller, so you might want to do like your main one and then some smaller ones or a ton of smaller ones in different colors. This is the extra flavor. Like I said, I would never do that. I would never make that from scratch.
Oh, that's such a great idea. Like I have a heart frame that I hardly ever use. It would be really cute for Valentine's Day to do a fringed out heart as a backdrop.
Yeah.
Right now I want to do that. Okay.
And this is only, yeah, this metal one was only for $27.
That's a great price for the size.
Yeah.
Because how, sorry, I can't see on here. How large is that? 24 inches?
20 inches. 20 inches. So
okay.
the 20-inch is pretty sizable. That works over like hanging really high up over. So my wall itself is 9 feet tall by, and then the width, I don't even know, like 7, 8 feet because of the balloons, right? So to scale, like it looks good with the 20-inch. If you're doing something smaller, you could do smaller, but I mean, bigger is better, right? We always like bigger. But they have a bunch of different options for hoops. So if you wanted to layer the 20-inch and then put inside of it a 10-inch and do the 10-inch lower, you could do a 2-tiered chandelier,
Mhm.
right? And then in that case, I would make all the edges like even around, and I would keep some blank there so you can bring the drama with that. I also originally planned, I'll just show you. I was going to put this chandelier underneath my actual chandelier. So let me show you. So I was planning to do so my chandelier has this chain kind of thing going on up here. See, I have there's like all those chain hooks. So I recently lifted it. And I did that was just a matter of an S hook, right? So I could actually just tie this. I bought this, I measured this with the intention of putting it right inside here, right, and having it hang from here and lifting the chandelier more. Thinking that that would be a fun idea, but then after I did the backdrop, I was like, no, I want it over there. So if you have clients that have chandeliers already, you could just tie that on with a little bit of fishing wire to the actual hoop itself. This makes sense, right? Like it would just be like an extension of the chandelier. And then you could even put balloons up there or whatever. Okay, any questions? I'm gonna stop the recording.